The holidays are upon us. You know what that means. Awkward family gatherings, trying to find the perfect present for everyone on our list, and that joyous Christmas music that is playing in every single store that we walk into from October to maybe the end of January. You would think that with all of the really pretty Christmas lights, all of this cozy weather, and all of those delicious chocolate chip cookies for Santa Claus, that everyone would be happy this holiday season. But for thousands of individuals, the holidays can bring upon feelings of sadness. For me, the holidays are hard because my dad passed away almost 7 years ago, and the holidays were something that was really just a good time for us. I miss all the traditions that we did together. I miss just having him around, and I feel like sometimes during the holidays I don't want to be happy because he's not here with me. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who are feeling the same way that I do during the holidays. You miss someone. Either they're not here with you anymore, or they're just across the country, or they're just not in our lives anymore, and it can be really hard. Over the past 7 years, I have gathered quite a few things that have helped me during the holidays, and I would love to share them with you today, and I really hope they help you. So without further ado, let's get started. When I think about my father around the holiday seasons, I think about all the really weird traditions that we did. My dad was from Florida. He was born there. I wasn't born there. I was born in California, but when I was 5, we moved to Florida, and I kind of grew up there. We were there for maybe like 5-6 years. And when we moved back to California, my dad kind of missed Florida. He missed his family, he missed his friends. So one of the traditions that we did was we had a Christmas palm, a palm tree with Christmas lights on it, and we put ornaments on it. And yes, it is the silliest thing you've probably ever seen. And whenever I think of my dad, I think of our Christmas palm. Now, instead of just thinking about that and feeling depressed about it, what I do every single year is I have a mini Christmas palm that I put up in his honor. When I put it up and when I decorate it all silly, I laugh and I think of my dad, and I think about the happy times that we have during the holidays. Yes, he's not here right now, but it's something that I can do to honor him and to make me feel closer to him around the holiday season. If you have a tradition like that, a silly tradition or not a silly tradition, just something that you guys did together, or whenever you think of the holidays, you think of that tradition with that person, do that. Honor them and remember the happy times. I'm sure you're not the only one who's grieving this holiday season because this person is not here with us anymore. Whether it be a few months, a few weeks ago that they passed away, or it's been years. Like in my situation, it's been 7 years, and I still, every single holiday season, I miss my dad. That's completely normal. But my point is, you're not the only one in your life missing this person. So what I did the first few years when my dad has passed, I talked about how I was feeling, what I missed about my dad. I talked about how I was depressed, I was sad, I wasn't coping. You know, I was very depressed those first few years. I cried all the time. But one of the things that helped me was talking to my family members about him, calling some of his family members on my dad's side and talking about the good times, talking about the Christmas palm tree and the traditions that we did. So talking about that person in your life that you miss could help other people as well. Maybe they're grieving too, and they need to hear this. They need to hear that they're not the only one grieving, and you guys can share stories and share experiences and just honor them. I want you to know that there's no right or wrong way to grieve. I know that in school we're taught the steps of grieving, but I want you to know that it's not as concrete as that list suggests. Yes, maybe we go straight to depression, and maybe we go straight to bargaining, maybe we go straight to any other steps of grieving. Maybe we don't touch on them at all. Everyone grieves differently. Everyone copes differently with death, with loss. And so I want you to not compare yourself to other people. Maybe you're looking at another family member and thinking, they're handling it so much better than me. Maybe they're just grieving differently than you. Maybe they're feeling the same way that you're feeling, but they're feeling it differently. They're in a different step. They're not showing what you're showing. That's okay. However you're grieving is valid. And I want you to know that. We all express grief differently, and we all cope differently with loss. I wrote down a few other helpful tips that aren't as concrete or big ideas like those other ones, but I like them and I wrote them down for you, so I hope they help. And the first thing I wrote down is write a letter. The first few years of missing my dad, it was hard to talk about my feelings, like verbally talk about my feelings with anyone else. I didn't know how to express how I was feeling. I wanted my dad back. So what I did is I wrote a letter to him. I sat down, turned on some of our favorite music, and I wrote a letter straight to him. I told him how I was feeling, how much I missed him, what was going on in my life, and it really helped me cope with it. I really felt connected to him, even though it was just written on paper, but I really liked that experience. So if you are missing your family member, friend, sibling, whoever, maybe write a letter to them. You don't have to show anyone. You can put it in your journal or just rip it up and throw it away after you're done. But it's the act of doing it that helps you. Remember self-care during the holidays. I know when we're sad and we're not feeling good, it's really hard to want to do things that are good for ourselves, but we need to. So whatever makes you happy, do it. If reading makes you happy, maybe read a happy book. If you like to draw, maybe draw your feelings, paint your feelings, express your creativity, take a bath, exercise, do things that you like and that make you happy. And remember that your mental health is important this holiday season. So always make time for self-care. Join a support group. There are a lot of support groups out there for grief and bereavement. You can contact your therapist, your hospital, your school. There are so many support groups out there for grief. You're not the only one in this entire world who's grieving. I love support groups because you can hear other people's experiences and they might be experiencing the same thing that you're experiencing, and it feels so good to connect with other people who understand, because sometimes in our lives we can't find people who understand what we're feeling. So support groups are really good for that. So contact your therapist, your hospital, or your social worker, whoever you're in contact with during this time, and ask if there are support groups. Also, bring someone with you. Sometimes support groups allow other people to come with you if they're grieving as well. It's really helpful. The last thing I want you to know is if you're not functioning, if you're not getting out of bed in the morning, if you're having trouble eating, if you're having really negative thoughts or suicidal thoughts, I want you to know that it's completely okay to reach out for help. Sometimes grief or loss can trigger something within us, within our depression, make us feel so bad about ourselves. And if these emotions are going on in your head and you don't feel well, I want you to reach out for help. Contact your doctor, your therapist, your hospital. If you're in a crisis, I put down a crisis line down below. If you go to that website as well, there'll be a phone number you can call if you're suicidal or you're just having a really hard time. You can call them and they can give you resources in your area or just talk to you. Sometimes you just need someone to talk to. They're not going to send the police to your house. They're not going to do all that stuff that you might fear. They're just there to listen, help you, and get you where you need to go. There's also a chat line or a text line on that website. So if you don't feel comfortable calling them, you can text them, or you can just chat with them on their online chat room if you feel more comfortable doing it that way. Because sometimes we don't want to call people on the phone, so they have that option as well for you. So if that helps you, those links are down below, as well as a few other websites that might help you. I want you to know that you are not alone in this, and I'm so sorry for your loss. It must be so hard this holiday season, but I really hope some of the tips that I said helped you in some way feel better, or just give you some tips to get you where you need to go. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a like. It really helps this channel. If you are not subscribed, please do subscribe. I make mental health content every single week, so I'd love to have you. If you are a returning subscriber, maybe hit the bell icon down below. It will notify you exactly when I have a new video up. YouTube is having some problems, so I want you guys to see my videos and to get help and just to have this conversation and to have this channel available for you. So please click that bell down below so you will get notified every video that comes out. Here's all my other social media. I post a lot of great mental health content on there as well, and I might be sharing a surprise on Twitter. So you probably should go follow me on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, all that stuff. It's great. I love you guys. I really hope you're having a good holiday season or break. Let me know down below what helps you when you're grieving. Or let's write down some words of encouragement for people who have lost someone. Maybe you have lost someone in the past and you just want to give some words of advice or inspiration. Please leave that down below. I want to keep this a very positive space. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.